In this video, I want to demonstrate the use of FlashFill, which is an Excel feature that allows me to fill in a column of data based on a pattern that it senses. So for example, I have name, address, city, state, zip, and the name is all in one cell. So if I wanted to sort this data by last name, I wouldn't be able to do it because the last name is after the first name, all in a single cell. So I want to separate the first and last name. What I can do is add a column heading to the, in this case, to the right of my data. So I'll put first name, last name, and I just type the guy's first name, and I will type his last name right here, and I'll select that single cell. Now you cannot have a blank column between your data, because what FlashFill is going to do is look through the data and see if it can recognize a pattern, and then it will duplicate that pattern throughout the data. So one way to find FlashFill is over here in the home ribbon. I'll click the fill drop down, and there's FlashFill. Now it doesn't always work because, like I said, it has to recognize a pattern. If it has troubles doing that, then it'll give you a message. In this case, no problem. It found Aaron, Abby, Abdul, Abe, Abel. It filled down all of those names based on the value in column A. So I can do the same thing with Bennett here. Now another way to get to FlashFill, aside from up here, is I'll click on this cell, and then I can double click. Once I have the AutoFill, the little skinny plus, I can double click. It fills, it copies that name, but in this options box, the AutoFill options, I can hit the down arrow, and then one of the options is to FlashFill. And now it does. So it grabs the last name out of each person. Now notice it ignored that middle initial. If I wanted to put the middle initial in its own column, I could try to do that here. I'll see if it works. I'll just abbreviate that. I'll put T period, and we'll run up this way, FlashFill. Yep, it was able to do it. So that's one use of FlashFill. Another interesting use, if this is kind of a contrived example, but for whatever reason I want to put a leading 0 in front of the zip codes. Okay, so I'll go ahead and put up a new column heading. Now when I put a 0 in front of a number, 69959, the 0 goes away because it's a numeric value and the leading 0 has no meaning, so Excel just takes it away. But if I put a single tick, so the single tick will turn a numeric value into a piece of text. Now I put that 0, 69959. When I hit enter, notice it's left a line because it's viewed as text. I get a green triangle that tells me, whoa, this is a number stored as text. I'm good with that. So now I can, again, use my FlashFill and hope it works. Grab it and see that it put this leading 0 in front of all of these numeric values here. Another example, let's say I want to combine two pieces of information. Maybe city state needs to be in one column instead of two. I can create a new one. I'll put bountiful space TX. And of course you have to be careful that you spell things exactly as it is in the data, because Excel is trying to recognize what you're doing. And if you misspell something, it will likely not recognize what you're trying to accomplish. So I'll go to fill, I'll hit FlashFill, and it's putting in all of the city-state combinations. So a pretty handy feature to quickly either separate information that's in a single column or combine information that's in multiple columns, or to, like in this example, I'm putting something in front of a zip code. I'll do one more and then we'll end this video. And I don't know if this one's going to work or not, but let's say I want to make an employee code based on an employee's initials and let's say their zip code, 69959. Okay, so that's going to be an employee code, A, B, and the zip code. Now this may or may not work. It may not recognize the pattern. Let's see what happens. No, it really didn't, because it's given everybody an AB. So let me go Control Z. Sometimes I've had luck by giving it a second example. So AM, and that would be 44. And now let's see what happens. FlashFill. And now I do have AJ5120AV. So by giving it that second example and going FlashFill on that, it was able to recognize that. So Sometimes you have to play with it a little bit in order to get it to work. And one more time, I want to emphasize the point that when you're doing these, you cannot have a blank column between where you're trying to use FlashFill and your data, because that basically kills it. It doesn't look across that blank column to see what the heck you're trying to do.